that you should just live your life. And then on top of that, if you have time to check emails, then check, otherwise don't.
I have a new strategy.
You know,
Put off things, say, oh, I can't come to it, I've got this thing, and then eventually when I'm on sabbatical, all those things that I was...
Disappear.
Well, they'll have to go to some other professor.
you don't have to
That's my
say
new
this.
strategy. I'm saying it out loud, so all the students hear me and they won't ask me to do anything.
Well, I mean, she's leaving. So.
Yeah, you're leaving, but you can spread the word. Like Professor Trappy, starting May, he considers himself on sabbatical.
I was going to say that one thing that's different between NVIDIA and here is that I really can't ignore my emails. Some of them are...
Oh, I don't ignore. She does, though. Alright, are you almost ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alright, we're going to suggest, since you can't talk, alright, you introduce yourself, alright, and don't worry, students will show up when they hear that pizza is coming.
Wait, do we have to tell somebody to record?
No. All we have to do is publicly announce the dissertation defense. It's been announced, right?
Some students to go now. They're not sharing the pizza if they don't, for the show. Oh. Go ahead.
So good morning, I'm Huiqing Fu. Thanks a lot for serving as my committee. Today I'm presenting the study Improving Smartphone Permission Access Disclosures. There are 3 parts of our study. First one is the field study of runtime location access disclosure on Android smartphones. The second part is general area of source location, how people understand location permissions. The third part is field study of runtime permissions, request disclosures, and control. For the first study, why we carry out a runtime location access disclosure on smartphones? Because large amount of users use Android phones. That is 76 million Android users in US.
Could you stop and stand? You shouldn't be sitting to defend your dissertation, alright? Yes, now.
So there are 76 million Android users in US. And 74% of smartphone users use location-based services. Users are interested to know about their location usage by apps. Previous report showed that more than 70% of participants desire to know about location data collection by apps on mobile devices. And immediate notification was effective to inform users about location requests from contextual instant messaging. So, there are 2 kinds of existing location access disclosure methods on Android platforms. The first one was shown on the figure. Its permissions and installation time. When a new app is being installed, a permission list will show up. The users have the option accept the permission request, install the app, or deny the permission request and cannot install the app. In fact, studies have shown that permissions and installation time are not effective to inform users of their app's permission request. The second method for existing location access disclosure is Android GPS icon flash at runtime. So when an app is trying to request a location, there is a GPS icon flashing on the left up corner of the Android phone. What's the effectiveness of GPS icon flashing at runtime is unknown. So we explore the following problems in our field study. What is the effectiveness of Android GPS icon flashing at runtime? And what better runtime location access disclosure methods should be? What are user reactions if they were notified of their app's accessing location in daily life? we noted that these apps are used of their own choice on their own phones. The challenges in our field study were that how to ensure the ecological validity of the field study. We have the Android version that runs on a routing phone, but participants would not like to route their phones. The second method is we give a second phone to participants, but we cannot make sure participants use the second phone as their own phones. So we propose a solution that is to develop a user-level study app that can be installed on participants' phones without any changes. The problem is how to decide which app is requesting location, and there is a problem for the delay of location changes. For example, in the figure, the app Angry Birds have been closed, but there is still a location changes detected and notified. The solutions we proposed are, we suppose that the foreground apps are the most possible apps to request a location actively. And to make sure the apps we notified have the ability to request location, we check the location permissions to make sure all apps notified have location accessibility. The two location permissions are across course location and across fund location. Also, we include a 5 minutes delay limit to report the same app requesting location access. As shown in the figure, these are the runtime disclosure features of our study app. There are two kinds of disclosures. On the notice bar, it is a notification. In the notice bar, it tells the app's name dictionary accessing your location. And there is a toast notification covering the whole screen. It mentions your location is accessed by dictionary. It also shows the app's icon in the bottom of the toast screen. The procedures in our four-week field study are recruitment. We recruit participants via several methods, using flyers, mailing lists, career lists, and we have participants enrolled on campus. First, we have our participants visit our lab for an entry interview. We ask several questions about their location-based apps usage, and have the content form signed, have the study app installed on their phones. Then we keep the study app running on participants' own phones for 4 weeks in daily life. In the end, we have the participants visit our lab for an exit interview. We ask questions according to the data we collected. So we show a list of apps that have accessed their location during the study. Let them to mark all the apps they did not expect to access their location. And we ask the reasons why they uninstall or stop using some app during the study. We have totally 22 participants recruited and assigned randomly to 2 groups before entry interview. We have 13 participants in disclosure group and 9 participants in the no disclosure group. So the difference between the 2 groups was that only the participants in the disclosure group have the study app's runtime disclosure features. That is a notification in the notice bar and the toast notification covering the whole screen. Both groups have the GPS icon flashing intervention that is built in the Android platforms. For the no disclosure group, after the first week, we sent them in email the New York Times article about location privacy. We suppose that we want to compare the effects of only have some knowledge of location privacy on smartphones compared to the knowledge about their own app's location request information. What is the different effectiveness? Will participants took actions only because they have more awareness of the location privacy? Or they have to know about their own phones, own apps, location request information, they can take some specific reactions. In fact, our results showed that there does exist a big difference between the two groups. So, as summarized in the table, in the no disclosure group, no actions due to GPS icon. And only one user might be more careful when downloading apps after reading the New York Times article. However, in the disclosure group, there are a lot of reactions. Some participants uninstall apps, some replace apps, some stop using some apps, and some participants search through startup to try to disable the app's location request. Here are some examples what the participants' reactions to manage their own app's location request. So P11 uninstalled a launcher app on expect to access location. He told us a launcher app did not need a location for its function. We noted that uninstall app was an extreme action. The apps were not available on the phones anymore after being uninstalled. P4 stopped using some game apps unexpected to access location. She said she played a lot of games before. Now she stopped playing some games after knowing they are accessing location. P6 tried to use other apps to replace the apps unexpected to access location by using other apps. He told us he would pay more attention to these apps and use them more carefully. And these apps did not have reason to access location. So he used DuckDuckGo search instead of dictionary, and he used the music player instead of tuning radio app, and he tried to use laptop to search online instead of using the Android phones. P2 disabled location access of a game app on expect to access location, and he told us the app still worked well after location being disabled. We noted that most participants might prefer this action, but the participants assumed most apps did not give the option to disable location. In conclusion, most participants would like to be aware of what is happening on their phones. They appreciate the transparency brought by our study app's runtime disclosures. They told us actually it made me more aware of what was happening, what was going on. I appreciated that, and they described it as an eye-opener. Most participants would like to continue receiving the notification in the notice bar. For the second part of our study, why we carry out...
Okay, so a quick question. That was a good description of your study, very nice. What have you learned in this process, and what is your conclusion?
Oh, you mean the first runtime disclosure?
First, the field study that you just described.
So participants appreciate the transparency brought by the runtime disclosures. and they would like to continue receiving the notification in the notice bar.
So did you like put the app on the store? Did
no,
like other people download it without prompting?
We did not publish it on the App Store. We just recruit the participants, have the study app installed on the participants' phones.
So, you just read what you had on the slide, right? So can you rephrase your conclusion or summary about the first part of the study that you just described? So what have you learned? What is, if there's one sentence message that you wanted to come across, what is it?
The runtime disclosure about location access on Android phones we proposed were more effective than the existing location disclosure method on Android phones to inform users of their own app's location requests and make informative decisions.
Very good. Okay.
So the second part of our work is an online survey about users' understanding of location permissions. Why we carry out the online survey about understanding of location permissions? Because previous studies have shown that 56% American adults use smartphones, and 74% smartphone users use location-based services. Smartphone users concerned about their location privacy. A lot of users do not understand app permissions. So we proposed understanding of location permission affects users' willingness to share location. We needed to investigate how people understand location permissions. We use example on Android 4.0 on November 2013. There are two kinds of location permissions: precise location permission and approximate location permission. Before when a new app being installed, the permission list show up. If the app requests a location, there might two kinds of location permission description. One is your location, precise location, GPS and network based. The other is your location, approximate location, network based. So for GPS based location, as shown in the figure, it's the smallest blue circle. The yellow star is the exact location of the Android phone, and the small blue circle is the location area estimated by the GPS localization methods. In the middle figure, it's a network-based location when Wi-Fi signal is available. The yellow star is the exact location of the Android phone, and the blue circle is the location area estimated by the network-based location when Wi-Fi is available. The figure with the largest blue circle is the one localized by network-based localization method when only cell tower signal available. So the estimated accuracy for the three kinds of location is 9.8 to 32 feet, that is 3 to 10 meters for the GPS localization, and 164 to 328 feet, that is 50 to 100 meters for network-based location when Wi-Fi is available, and 1,040 to 3,000 feet, that is 500 to 940 meters for network-based when only cell tower signal is available. We explore the following questions in our online survey study. How accurate do users think the two location permission imply? Does it mean the exact address of the home, or it's around the corner, or it's only the town area where the user lives? The second question is, how does the understanding of accuracy affect the user's location privacy concern? We carried out our online survey on Amazon Mechanical Turk.
What is that?
AMT.
Is it a mechanical person?
Amazon Mechanical Turk. It's a
What's a Turk? I know what something mechanical is. I know who Amazon is. I know what it means to recruit. What's a Turk?
It's short for AMT. It's it can publish the online survey on their using their service. Recruit participants collect their responses. When they finished, they can got the compensations automatically via the AMT service.
Okay.
So, we recruit 106.
So we can read, you recruited 106 people. Right, that's easy. Move on.
Okay.
All right.
Our survey processes are as following. First, we test participants' understanding of location permissions. Then, we ask location privacy protection ability of the person location. So we
Do your participants even know what privacy is?
we ask the question. A person location protect the location privacy.
What is privacy for you?
Um,
What does privacy mean to you?
In fact,
Huiqing,
yeah.
don't look at the slides.
Okay.
This is a PhD exam. What is privacy?
Privacy, from the end user's opinion, the most direct answer is others know where they are.
Nope. I didn't ask what location privacy. I asked what is privacy?
And privacy,
Like you can start with Webster, all right? What is privacy?
privacy, it's more related to the personal information about a person.
Good. All right, and one of these personal forms of information is location, correct? All right. So my question is, did your participants know what privacy means, or in this case, what it means to have location privacy? Before they took the survey, how do you know that they even knew what location privacy was?
We only have the general privacy test in the end of the survey. So we have
That's nice. Good.
seven like skill questions.
All right, general part. All right, that's good. So you had it afterwards. Okay. All right. Good. Move forward.
So we ask, the third step is we ask localization accuracy of GPS localization and network-based localization. Both we ask the participants to determine localization methods. So as shown in the figure, we show the figures with different localization methods and let participants to decide the corresponding localization method for different figure. In the fifth step, we review the actual localization accuracy. In the end, we ask again about the location privacy for a person location. That is a statement that a person location helps to protect location privacy. They have 7 still options to choose.
So I'm still missing, like, what does it mean for them to reevaluate? I mean, if I was to take this survey and and go through these questions, and at the end you say reevaluate the approximate location. What does this mean? What do I experience?
In fact, we ask we show the same statement in the second and the sixth step. The statement is the approximate location helps to protect the location privacy. They can choose strongly disagree to strongly agree. So we show the statement twice.
So these are just their opinions. You say, okay, here is one way to set your permissions. Here's another way to set them. If you do it this way, here's what it localizes you to, circle. You use it the other way, here's what it localizes you to. And then you say, which one do you feel is more location private or what? How?
We show the figures to understand what participants' understanding of the network-based location and the GPS location. Also, we show the statement approximate location helps to protect location privacy to evaluate participants' expectation of the approximate location ability to protect their location information.
So it's first the message, how people interpret, and then we show the reality. And
Okay.
then we show that how does the reality on the map. We show that how it actually works.
Okay.
Does it affect their
Okay.
So did you trust that all participants were legitimately answering the questions? So notice that it's mechanical Turk, right? So you go there, you get $2, right? So the faster you answer
Yeah, you get
one
$2.
survey, the more money you could get. So one person could just go, yeah, done. So did you have any criteria to like screen out?
We have the first we use a method to have only one unique participant, so they cannot submit a duplicate
Okay.
responses. Also, we have the time period to complete the survey. It's from 15 minutes to 30 minutes for the survey.
What's the minimum amount of time it takes to complete your survey?
It's 15 minutes.
15
the
minutes?
longest is 30 minutes.
That's $8 an hour. I should go flip burgers. Alright. Alright. Move forward. So just a suggestion for your next time you do your defense, which there won't be a next time, I hope. Show us, as the audience, what your survey would feel like, because just saying, we had these things, question, right? We all would have been answered quicker if we just kind of could get a sense of what it feels like to take your survey. You don't have to do that all right now because you have what you have, but next time or whatever. So move forward.
Okay. Here are some examples how participants understand the two location permissions. There is a common understanding of what precise location means. It's exact location and very precise, but there are various understandings of what approximate location means. 26.4% participants thought it as general area, and 28.3% thought it as location updated by cellular tower or network connection, and 16% of participants expect it location updated by both GPS and network. There are other responses not formulated.
Was this a multiple choice, or was this something that they had to write?
It's an open-ended question about the understanding of the two locations in the first. Then we quantitatively evaluate their understandings. So the quantitative results were consistent with the qualitative findings. So for the GPS location, more than 90% of participants thought the GPS location was very precise, is within 164 to 328 feet, that is 50 to 100 meters or less. But for the approximate location, that is network-based location, it's very varied, and about half of the participants thought the accuracy of network-based location is from 1 to 2 miles, that is 1.6 to 3.2 kilometers, to 5 to 10 miles, that is 8 to 16.1 kilometers. In fact, as we mentioned before, the network-based localization accuracy was in the dark green and yellow-green area, that is 164 to 328 feet, namely 50 to 100 meters, and 1,640 to 3,000 feet, that is 500 to 940 meters. So most participants expect the network-based localization less accurate than it actually be. As mentioned in the procedure, we show the statement approximate location helps to protect location privacy. Participants can choose from strongly agree to strongly disagree, and we ask follow-up questions if they choose agree. Why do you think approximate location could protect location privacy? The answers were summarized in the table. About 72.64% participants thought the approximate location was not actual address, not exact location. And some thought it better than GPS. Some others think network provider will not reveal the location to others. We also ask follow-up questions when participants choose disagree. Why do you think approximate location could not protect location privacy? The answers were varied. About 16.98% thought it close to actual location is not good, and network-based location still no general area, or it still can find me, or it can trace a moment, or repeated approximity could extrapolate exact building hallway. We use a 3-point scale grouping. That is, we group the responses to agree, disagree, and neutral. After the statistical analysis, we can see in the figure the percentage disagree for the statement almost doubled, and the result is significant. We propose that location permissions on the studies may mislead the smartphone users about their location privacy decisions. So this is the end of the second part of the work, online survey. Next is the third part of the work, runtime permission request disclosure and control. Why we carry out is runtime permission request disclosure and control? Because permissions and installation time were not effective. We have mentioned it before. And runtime disclosure of permission request existed on iPhones and current Android phones since Android 6.0 or Marshmallow version. However, it's unknown about users' reactions and attitudes. So the questions we explore in our study is: what are user reactions towards the runtime disclosures? What are their usage of the instant control options? What features are good in runtime disclosures? We use the following method to recruit participants: online advertisements on Reddit, Ruggers, local mailing list, and flyers on campus. We require that participants own an Android phone with Android version 4.4.4 or below, age 18 or over, speak English, can join interview session in person. The reason we require the Android version 4.4.4 or below is that in the study app, we have to detect the foreground app, that is the app the user is using. But after Android version 4.4.4 or above, we cannot detect the foreground app anymore. So we have 11 participants recruited. We have the participants visit our lab for the entry interview, have the content form signed, and ask several questions about their opinions about the permissions and app's permission request. And have the study app installed on their phone. We keep the study app running for 2 to 4 weeks on the participant phones. There were 2 stages, first stage and second stage. There are some difference in the intervention in the 2 stages. Then we have the exit interview and ask questions related to the data we collected and the reaction they took during the study. We have the data collected and analyzed. Here are the main runtime disclosure intervention in the study. So in the first stage, there are 2 buttons available on the runtime disclosure dialog, that is permission detail and a setup list. In the second stage, 3 buttons available, not OK, permission detail and OK. The reason we have the 2 stages is that setup list is a kind of history setup. It's not an instant control. Users have to click a setup list, go to the list of apps to request their permission and manage the app's permission request. However, in the second stage, users with only 1 click, they can manage the app's permission request with OK and not OK button. Both stages have the permission detail button. So when participants click the permission detail, it will show the list of permissions the app requests. On Google developer website, there are dangerous group permissions and non-dangerous group permissions. We have showed all the dangerous group permissions. If participants want to see all the permissions, they can click the show others to see all the permissions the app requests. We analyze the data we collected. So for the first stage, the responses were very similar. Most reactions were ignored in the first stage. So the red area are the ignore reactions. The gray area is detail. The blue one is setup list. We can see all participants except one check the setup list feature. So participants were more interested in the setup list feature than the detail permission feature. In the second stage, there are some variance in the reactions. Some participants clicked OK or not OK most often, and some participants still have the ignore reactions as the largest percentage of reactions. So participant 8 have the not OK reactions as the largest potential reaction. He told us he would like to let us know what his opinion about the app's permission request. He did not like the apps to request these permissions. We noted that we did not tell any feature of our study app during the study. So participants have their own experience of the study app, just an app downloaded from the App Store. Why there are so many okay reactions? In fact, we asked the question in the essay interview. They thought there are too frequent runtime disclosures during the study, so they consider it as interruptive. It decreased participants' attention to our runtime disclosures. They just wanted to take the convenient reaction and let the disclosure dialogue disappear as soon as possible. We asked the participants' opinions about the runtime disclosure feature, and they would like to have the runtime disclosure features. There are several reasons. Some because the privacy concern, especially some participants were concerned about social apps. They did not like others know where they are without their awareness. Some for the device performance, they were worried about their storage were used out, or the battery is used out very quickly. Some for financial problems, they did not like apps to send a short message or connect to internet. They might pay for the short message or pay for the data plan. What's important, some participants have the financial information on their phones. They do not like the apps access their financial information. So we show the danger groups permissions defined on the Google developer website and ask participants to choose permission they would like to receive in the runtime disclosure. Most participants choose the location permission, so this finding is different from previous study. Mentioned the location was not a top concern permission for end users. Also, we can see all participants choose 2 or more permission to notify at runtime. In conclusion, our work has the following contributions. Our field study of location disclosure contributes to designing mechanisms to increase the transparency of location access on smartphones and effectively inform users of their location request. Second, our online survey contributes to the understanding of people's mental models related to smartphone app location privacy. Third, our study contributes to understanding user reactions and attitude towards the runtime disclosure with instant control. Thank you.
So go back to your conclusion slide.
I will take the questions from the audience.
Yes, I think I missed the part. What kind of application do you ask users to use? Do you ask them to install?
You mean in the third field study of runtime?
Yes, for field study.
Yes, it's a.
There are 2 field studies.
Yes, there are 2 field studies. This is the second field study. So we developed the study app ourselves. The feature is a runtime feature of our study app. It runs background. It can detect the foreground app the user is using, and it checks about the permissions the foreground app requests. When the first time the user opens the app, for example, it's a settings app. Then our study app will show the disclosure dialog about the settings permission request.
Any other questions for the audience? All right, let's thank the audience. Should we close the door? All right.
So I would like for you to go back to your conclusion slide. Alright, I want you to explain, I mean, I see the bullets and I understand the bullets, but I want you to tell me, in your words, how does your study contribute to designing mechanisms?
Oh, you mean?
Each one of these, I want you to tell me how it does this, alright?
Oh, you mean summarize the 3 studies or?
No, I don't want the summary, I want, what can, if someone was to read your thesis and then go to a company and start implementing, what could they learn from your thesis that would help them design mechanisms to increase the transparency of location access? Like, this guy here, he works for a company. They don't make smartphone apps, but if he did, and he read your thesis, like what would he take away and how would he design mechanisms to increase transparency of location access?
In fact, we learned from the field study about the location disclosure. Participants think the information about which app is requesting their location and how often the app requests location is very helpful. So they are, before our study, they are not aware the apps requesting their location, and they do not know which app is requesting their location. So the telling users about which app, the app's name is requesting the location, and even tell the users about the frequency or how often the app.
But, so are you suggesting that this guy here, he's going to go create a new company, a new startup company that's going to have an app for a smartphone? That what he should do is, for his app, he should tell you, because all he can control is the app he's going to build. Should he then say, I am going to use this location information, I'm going to use it every so often, all right? I mean, what, I don't know if you're getting my question, but should he interpret what you just said to mean he should now let every user who's ever going to use his app know that he's going to access the location information every 5 minutes?
Maybe I think your question is about is from the concern from the developer.
Oh, your sentence actually says contributes to designing mechanisms to increase the transparency. So either it's the app developer or it's the people who write Android OS. Actually, let's start that question. Who is your target audience for the first bullet?
We study from the point of opinion from the participants' view.
But participants don't design mechanisms.
In fact, they mentioned if the app requests location for the function participants need, they think it's acceptable. So if the app access location to work for the participants, that's acceptable.